So what's the future for end day soldiers? Keep building up an army. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but really build an army, for God in these end days.
I'm here to possibly join the End Day Soldiers MC. Right now we're waiting on them. They're coming down the 405, looks like. They're 9 minutes away. Technology's come a long way from motorcycle gangs.
This club, why would you want to join it?
I think I want to join this club because the way I see things in society is a very fabric structure. At any moment, it could collapse and it wouldn't take much. In a big city like this, it'd be complete all-out chaos. I'd have a wife and kids, so I think a group of people like this who are like-minded that can get together and take care of themselves is important.
And what does the wife think about you potentially joining this 3%er group?
She doesn't really understand any of that.
But it does affect your family, right?
You know what, in this day and age, I'm pretty sure I'm already on a domestic list, so hey, that affects my family too.
We're constantly recruiting because I think it's important, for one, to have new blood, and then two, the way of the world and the way things are going, numbers definitely will add up. Every city, every state, every country needs a group of end day soldiers. And so it's a lot of interviewing people. Hey, brother.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Take a little walk. Yeah, so Bart was telling me you're interested, and he vouches pretty highly. So for us, for this particular group, I like to be able to have everybody together in the same mindset, and
beliefs,
you
values.
and you like to ride. And a few questions if you're interested in joining this club. For one, what makes you angry?
Ooh, what makes me angry?
For me, I ask that question kind of to see where they're driven, or if they're even emotionally stable.
I think the fact that everyone just walks around with their head up their ass, just oblivious to everything that's going on in society these days. Everything.
Answer I'm expecting them to say is pretty much just, the same things that make us angry, as far as our freedoms getting, taken.
And I just feel that this entire country has been infiltrated by people who want to destroy us on the global system.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
As far as being tough and being in the club, because I said it is, a motorcycle club, some call us a gang. They call us a cult, extremist, So we're radical, don't get me wrong, we have, my own personal pack. A lot of them have been in prison for a long time, some of them in the military. So we have a big variety of tough guys. When I look at the story of Jesus, Jesus had a bunch of killers and thugs, that were around him that were not, afraid to get in a fight. So for me, it's just natural to have people, that are next to me, with me, living with me, that killed somebody. People would always ask me, like, hey, ain't I afraid? And to me, actually, personally, maybe I sound cocky, but like afraid of them, they're afraid of me. I definitely believe it's possible to be good and bad at the same time. I mean, the majority of the characters in the Bible, they're mighty men of God at the same time, they're sinners. God, for some odd reason, he loves to use extreme people. Like, I believe Christianity would not have lasted as long as it did without the crazy people being Christians. Example goes all the way back to 1776. If it wasn't for the crazy people to fight for our freedom, if it was just the squares, that at church, we would not have our freedom today. For this particular group, yeah, it is pretty necessary to be able to be ready for a fist fight, ready for war. Another question I usually ask new recruits is, are they a or are they, someone that's like, no, I'll throw some knuckles right now.
I don't know how you can sit there and not be angry and not have a temper these days. And I'm not going out looking for something, but I'm ready if there's something looking for me.
Yeah. So I hear you have a pretty good, you know, arsenal, I guess you can say.
Yeah,
You know, so I
decent
think,
little arsenal.
yeah,
The reason for having those guns, just take a look at every other country in the world right now.
yep. I believe the government, I think there's a reason why they have control over our food, you know, why they have control over our farms. I think they're going to try to starve us out to be able to take our guns. So you literally, if you get it put in a position like, hey, you want food for
You
your
need 2 loaves
family?
of bread?
Yeah, here,
And
give
a
me
firearm.
give me your firearm. You know, so I believe those days are coming. You know, to be where they want you to be reliant on them. So before that time comes, you know, we want to be ready. You know, we want to be a few steps, you know, ahead of the game. My entire life is my mission has always been getting ready for an end days. I got a 40-acre compound, so as a fan, like I'm set. So we have now building these compounds all through the United States for the same thing, for the same, you know, same like-minded people. So things are looking really bad, and like I said, so I'm just doing everything I can just to build up this army for God, really.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's great to meet you and to be able to meet more people that are like-minded. Hey, Bart. New recruit, you know, had a good conversation. They seem really great, so yeah, we definitely have new potential. I just want to clarify, so you definitely vouch for him?
Yeah, 100% I vouch for this dude. I've known 7-8 years now, and you know, I got a gauge of what type of person he is, and I was like, man, this dude's like, well, you know, birds of a feather. Goes against the norm. I mean, right now the atmosphere of this country is, you know, if you're a straight white male Christian, you're the enemy. A couple years ago, when Black Lives Matter was taken all over the place, if you said the words "White Lives Matter," you were automatically a racist. It's like, where does that come into play?
All lives matter.
Or
You're
even
a
all lives.
horrible person.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense unless someone else is telling you you have to think like this. I don't like being told what to do. So if you speak out and you say, hey man, I'm proud to be a white guy, I'm proud to be a straight guy, I'm proud to be an American, it's like people get offended. So the fact that does say all those things, I appreciate him, because you know there's few of us anymore. And we haven't been programmed, and we're not, you know, taking the pill.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that means that weight goes a long way, you know, from Bart. I said Bart's, you know, been he's one of us, and literally, you know, I trust him with my life, you know.
I've been around some of the bigger outlaw motorcycle clubs most of my life, and direct result of that lifestyle, I went to prison when I was 27 years old for murder. I regret that it happened. I regret that, you know, his family was affected by my actions. I sat in prison for, you know, 11 years in prison, 2 years in the community corrections. I know under the service, without a shadow of a doubt, what I'm capable of. I'm battlefield proven. I know that. I'm not trying to brag or, you know, make light of the situation, but I know that, you know, I react faster than I respond, you know, because I value my life and those around me. Godly are exactly the same way. They're fighters, not flighters. And that's who I want by my side. If something does go down and something does have to happen, if I'm gonna have someone on my handlebar next to me that I can, you know, count on, that's who I want, that type of person. And the same with, you know, I speak that for all my brothers in the club. There's a camaraderie, there's a brotherhood, there's a bond.
And, you know, I'm proud to be a part of a group like this that stands shoulder to shoulder and stand up for those that can't stand up for themselves.